All right, guys. I've gotten a few things done here already. We're going to go over them real quick before we move everything inside and start putting it all together. All right, so what we've done so far is I've decided that I'm going to go with a 3-inch overhang. Okay? So, with that being said, I took my tape measure, marked from this side 3 inches, this side 3 inches. Took my square, draw me a line, drawing a line there, and that created me a crosshair here for me to take the table legs to reference off of. Alright, once I got that lined up, checked to make sure it was all good and square, like so. Yep. And I took a mark, it marked here in here, so that showed me the whole footprint of the leg. I did that on all 4 corners, and what that allows me to see is how long the aprons are going to be. So now that I know how long the aprons are, I can go and cut them at the chop saw. So I've already done that already, and after I did that, I went and wrong file. I went and started putting my pocket holes in for attaching the aprons to the legs. I've done the long pieces already, and I also did the center support for the table as well. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the short piece. So what I want to do here, that this guy, this is just to protect my tabletop. Here is the actual pocket hole jig. Alright, this is not the top of the line, but it does its job. I got this guy at Harbor Freight. It doesn't come with all the bells and whistles like the Craig jig does. This one works just fine for me. This is a lot cheaper. I'm pretty sure one of these days I probably will upgrade to the Craig, but this works, like I said, this works just fine. So we're going to have that guy here. It's already adjusted how I want it to be. It's set up to take 1-inch material and the short pieces. There we go. So I need to do pocket hole joinery on this. Now when you do it, you want to make sure you put your pocket hole on the right side. So basically what I'm getting at is you want to make sure the orientation of your board inside the jig is correct. Otherwise, if it's not, you'll put a pocket hole on the side that you're wanting to show. So that would not be good. You'd be starting all over again. Alright, so I'm good here. I'll set it up on inside there. Clamp it down. And the pocket hole jig comes with this special bit here, and basically it's just a drill bit with a pilot tip, and it has I believe they call it a collar, and you'll drill into the correct hole. Like this one here calls for the 1 inch, since I'm doing 1-inch material. Well, that's not quite right. There we go. I almost drilled right into the kerf. Didn't want to do that. So here we go, one here. Alright, take it out, flip it over. There. Another one. process is done. Now, set this over here. What that'll do is something similar to this. This is just an example. You'll get these special screws. There are different types for them. You got fine thread, coarse thread, short, long, you know, whatever you need it for. And they have a Robertson head or a square tip head, and you just basically get the right size drill bit, drill into the pocket holes, and it catches the material that you want to join. And it's a pretty good connection. So I'm hoping it's good enough for the base on my table. So that covers that. We're going to start off assembling the base of the table, starting with the short side first. What I have here set up in front of me is my apron right here on top. Then I have a board that I've cut earlier. It's a 1-inch thick board to help raise this up. That way, when I put it all together, that apron's going to sit inside instead of right on the front edge. I want it to have a little bit of a reveal here. So I've got that set up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue and screw it to the legs. So let's go ahead and start that process. Okay, we want to start off by applying glue to the edge of the apron where it attaches to the leg, like so. I'm going to add a little bit more glue. Don't be afraid to be liberal with it. We want to cover the entire edge. That should be plenty there. Now take the leg and start aligning it. Got a little bit of spillage there. Don't want that because it'll end up on the front of the leg, which we don't want. It will affect the stain. Now we want to align the top of the leg with the top of the apron. That is a very imperative step. Then clamp it down in place so it doesn't move around on you. Now you're ready to start driving the screws into the apron, through the apron, and into the leg, like so. There's the first one. And now the second one. That takes care of that. Remove the clamp and set up for the second leg. Repeating the process all over again. Apply the glue. Again, covering the entire edge of the apron where it attaches to the legs. Now aligning the leg with the apron. Again, making sure that the top of the leg is flush with the top of the apron. Clamp it in place. And then drive your screws. There's the first one. And now the second one. There you have it. Remove your clamps and do the other short side, and you should be good to go. Okay, we're going to basically repeat that process all over again with the longer sides. I've already applied the glue at this point. I've got a board underneath that apron to help hold it up the right height before I drove the screw in. There's the first one. And there's the second. And now we're going to do the other side. Same process, applying glue. Make sure you have a board underneath the apron for support and to hold it up to the right height. Align your leg with the apron. Looks good. And now start driving your screws. Okay, now you want to very carefully stand it up to get ready for the last apron. Use some clamps to help hold it in place. I have a block on the other side of that to help tell me, well, basically that helps me make sure that the apron is actually far enough in for that reveal I mentioned earlier. Sorry I didn't get the camera close enough or positioned correctly so you could see that, but it is actually there. And as you can see, I'm just driving the screws in to finish it off. And there's the other side. Base for the table is pretty much done. As you can see here, I've added some bracing here to further give the leg and the apron some support. This was actually an afterthought, and the more I thought about it as I was putting this together, I just wasn't comfortable with just relying on pocket hole joinery and glue to hold everything together. But as you can see, I've already put 3 of them in, and you can really tell the rigidity of it, so it just gives me a peace of mind knowing that that nothing should happen to this table down the road. I went ahead and saved this last one here so I can show you pretty much the process on how I did that. So, okay, the first thing I want to do is cut a 45 on one side of the brace. I've got it set up on my miter saw at 45. Now I want to go inside, pretty much align it where it's going to go, and then I'm going to take my pencil and make a mark for the other side. This is going to tell me where to cut it to make sure it's at the right length. Now I'm back outside with the miter saw. I'm going to cut it to its final length, like so. Now I want to take it inside and make sure it properly fits, and it does. Then I want to drill some pilot holes with a countersink into the brace. I want to do this because I don't want to split that brace when I start driving the screws in. And I want to also make sure that I'm going to be putting my screws in the actual miter, the 45-degree miter. Okay, I've put them in all 4 corners. Okay, now I'm going to pretty much align it where it's going to go. Looks good. And I want to take a clamp and help hold it in place. And then I want to take another clamp and clamp it where the brace meets the apron. This basically ensures that I have the top of the brace flush with the top of the apron. Then I want to start in one corner and then reposition my clamp to the other side and drive a screw caddy cornered from the first one. This is just the way I like to do things. So there's that. This ensures that everything's in place. Now I have my speed square positioned to where I'm going to draw a mark that is going to tell me to drive a screw through the brace and into the leg. I want the entire screw inside the leg. Here I am drilling some pilot holes for my screws to go through. And there's the screws going into the leg. And there you have it. That is so much more solid. That leg's not going anywhere. I'm gonna call it quits there for today. I'm just gonna let this stain sit overnight and dry before I take this any further. Really what I'm gonna work on next, probably starting tomorrow, is basically the final finish. I gotta put some clear coat on there to get some good protection on it. And then I'll be showing you guys the finished product for too long. But while we're at it, I do want to bring up a couple of things. The first thing I want to bring up is I had set up a Hammered at Home Facebook account probably I think last year, and I really haven't done anything with it, but I got it back up and going again. And what I've done is I've sent out some invites to some people, mainly family and friends, who comment and like a lot of the work that I've done in the past. You know, I know this is not really for everybody. Some people don't care about woodworking, and man, I'm perfectly okay with that. What I'm getting at is I may have missed some people, you know, and if this is in fact something that you are interested in wanting to follow, you can go to this YouTube channel, the front page, and there should be a button, a Facebook button there that you can click on, which will take you straight to the Hammered at Home Facebook page, and you can choose to like and follow, and you'll be able to keep up with everything that I'm doing. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I am going to start taking all my woodworking projects and different things like that and move it over to the Hammered at Home Facebook account. So there really won't be anything, eventually there won't be any of this kind of stuff on my personal account. You know, I'm going to start doing that now, but as time goes on, I'm going to send out reminders, you know, saying, hey, you might want to, if you want to follow this, you might want to go that direction. But that pretty much covers that. The other thing I want to bring up is, and it's something that I've been thinking about a lot, you know, in a way that bothers me, you know, because it's something that I really want to do. And what I'm getting at is, through the times, people have reached out to me wanting me to make them something. And believe me, that is something that I really want to do. That's something I really would like to move towards doing. But it's really hard for me to do that right now. And the biggest reason why is mainly because of the lady that put this ring on my finger. I love her to death. We've been married going on, what, 15 years, something along that line. We haven't even skipped a beat yet. I'll do anything for her, she'll do anything for me. And what I'm saying is, she says stuff like here, for example, she'll say, you are not going to build anything until you finish my table. All right? But it's not going to stop there, I promise you. But anyways, I got to take care of that lady. But that's the biggest reason why. And the other reason too is, you know, this is not what I do full time. You know, I do have a regular job that I have to go to every day. I have those responsibilities that I have to keep up with to maintain that job. And, you know, there's also things going on here at home, like a lot of remodeling is going on, which takes up some of my time as well. So, you know, hopefully my goal is to, in about a year, I can start moving toward, you know, doing commission type work. That is pretty much my ultimate goal, you know. So hopefully, you know, I explained my position on that, and I certainly apologize to any of you that I may have made a commitment to do something for and just never really followed through. It's just a lot of things went on. I didn't even cover all of it, but that's what it is. And I pretty much think that's what I wanted to get across on this one. So that'll be it. I'll see y'all next time.